34 pounds, we were seeing about 14.5 air to fuel ratio. Alrighty guys, so today is Wednesday. Saturday, as you all know, we went out to the track and we had a couple hiccups going on, right? So I wanted to go over exactly what happened on Saturday night, and actually I gotta look into the spark plugs to see how much timing it was running and making sure that everything is technically good, because as you all know, we actually ended up seeing 34.5 pounds before boost cut. That's something that's scary because obviously it's not tuned for that. And at 34 pounds, we were seeing about 14.5 air to fuel ratio. Extremely lean, extremely powerful. We were spinning out back, second gear. So I'm gonna take off the spark plugs, at least a couple of spark plugs, and check them out, see how they are, and hopefully cross my fingers that everything is good. The engine sounds healthy. There's no noises, there's no rattles, there's no nothing, but we're double checking. Now, one thing that I did not mention on the Saturday video was the fact that as soon as we got there, this little guy right here, my air to water intercooler, was leaking. So as soon as we got there on the trailer, I turned on the car and a ton of water was coming out of the exhaust. So we traced it down to the intercooler. Seems to be that the core is cracked somewhere in there. So we went ahead and actually disconnected the plumbing on it, the water lines, in order for me to actually be able to run. Literally, this happened at the trailer while taking it down at the track. So we went ahead and took out the intercooler, drained it out, drained the water from the water tank, and went ahead and disconnected the lines so we can actually run one run at a time, let it cool down. Our AITs were somewhere around 175, so it was hot, but it wasn't extremely hot. It was okay, right? Technically. So there were a couple things, right, that happened that didn't allow us to make some clean passes. So number one, the first pass we did, trans brake, we learned that my suspension is way too stiff. This thing has Belstein shocks, stock springs, and stock leaf springs on the back. So that's why it sits like a monster truck, and that's something that we are gonna need to upgrade sooner rather than later, just because we can't get it to hook out the hole unless it's a foot brake. Mind you, one thing I didn't try to do trans brake on like a pound or two, just because I wanted to get clean A to B passes. We were already having issues with so many little things that I said to myself, let's keep it simple, A to B passes, let's get a number in and see what it goes. The other issue that we ran 34.5 pounds was my wastegate springs. So, and on Saturday night, after the second test pass we saw 12 pounds, and we actually went ahead and changed the springs over to the big ones, and those were a little too big. We saw 34 pounds on the third run. Then we decided to call it a night because I was not about to run 34 pounds. The truck was hot, it was already late, so we couldn't do another run. So what we're gonna do today is I'm gonna double check the spark plugs, and I'm gonna take off the air to water intercooler and just get things ready. So when I'm able to, I'll purchase a new air to water intercooler, and making sure that the engine is healthy as far as spark plugs go. So let's go ahead and take a look at those spark plugs and see how it is. So according to our plugs, they seem to be right on timing, a little bit safe on the timing. Mind you, this is a little bit of a used plug, as far as this was not a brand new plug when I took it to the track and we ran those 34 pounds. But the mark is there. It seems to be a safe mark. We are going to throw in a new set of plugs and run it again after I change the springs to see where the timing mark is. Be safe. Seems to be like everything is healthy. I took out 4 of them all on one side, the bank on the right, and all 4 seem to be exactly the same. So that's a little sigh of relief. The motor's healthy. Like I said, it turns over good, sounds healthy, it revs good. So we are good to go on that department. Hopefully there's nothing loose that we'll give out down in the road, but that's only time will tell. Now, as far as the intercooler, I already saw some intercoolers that are very similar diameters. So we'll get to I need to buy one of those intercoolers and throw the old springs on it. After I get the new intercooler, we are gonna do the next set of upgrades. The next set of upgrades, it's suspension. So when I hit the first test hit, the truck did not move at all out the hole. Like if it did, it probably moved an inch, if so. So there's no travel on the suspension. That means that obviously this is a truck, so it's very light on the back. It took the initial hit, so you saw the tires rumple a little bit, but as soon as I moved a few inches, spun them out. So we gotta figure that out with the suspension. I already have a list of parts that I needed, thanks to somebody on Facebook who actually had a beautiful conversation yesterday about the suspension. He showed me his whole setup, his brother's setup. It was pretty cool. So there's some good support out there, some good guys that are willing to help and share information about this truck. And we already have a list of parts. It's about $800 worth of parts. So it's gonna take me a minute to get, because I'm currently not in a financial situation since I already blew all my money here. But we'll get to them essentially sooner rather than later. That's definitely before the next test session. We're gonna need to get those suspension parts because it will be a waste going out there with this setup. So we will go ahead and figure it out, a way to be able to manage those. If anybody's willing to sponsor, I'm more than happy to take a sponsor. But right now, this is where we are before we're able to hit the track. So what's next? Springs, intercooler, new set of spark plugs, go test out on the road, and make sure that the spark plugs are reading correctly the timing, VRSA, and that's it. I am gonna end up cleaning up the wiring inside more, being that I have a little bit of downtime until I'm able to get the intercooler. So got to do some maintenance on it, right? So that's what we're gonna do, probably fresh oil, and take it from there. That's all I wanted to give you guys an update on the truck after the track, and we'll see what we can do for you guys in the coming days to hopefully go out for a little test session, probably on the street. Till then, I'll talk to you guys later.